Romulus was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A mother pulled into a quiet gas station in Texas just before sunrise. Inside her car were 4 children. But when deputies arrived, they immediately realized something was terribly wrong. 2 of the children were already dead. 2 others were barely breathing. And the person who called the police was their own mother. What happened inside that car during the early hours of that morning would leave an entire community in shock. Oninda Romelus was a 31-year-old mother living in Texas. She had 4 young children who depended on her for everything: a 13-year-old son, a 9-year-old daughter, an 8-year-old son, and a 3-year-old little girl. To neighbors and people who saw them in public, the family looked ordinary. A busy mother raising 4 kids, school runs, grocery trips, everyday life. The children were described as energetic, playful, and full of personality. They had their entire futures ahead of them. But behind closed doors, something was quietly unraveling, something no one around them fully understood. And on the morning of October 4th, everything would change. It was still dark when Oninda Romelus woke up and gathered her children. Around 4:30 in the morning, she placed all 4 kids inside her car. Where they were going at that hour, no one knew. Security cameras later showed the vehicle leaving the neighborhood while most people were still asleep. The roads were nearly empty. Inside the car, something unimaginable would soon unfold. Investigators believe that at some point during that drive, Romelus began shooting her children. The vehicle, meant to carry them safely through life, had suddenly become a crime scene. And then, 2 hours later, the car rolled into a gas station parking lot in Brazoria County. What happened next stunned everyone. At around 7 a.m., a 911 call came in. The caller calmly told police where they could find her. When deputies arrived at the gas station, they saw the vehicle parked near the pumps. The doors were open. Inside the car were 4 children with gunshot wounds. 2 of them, the 13-year-old boy and the 3-year-old girl, were already dead. The other 2 children were critically injured but still alive. Paramedics rushed them to nearby hospitals as quickly as possible. Helicopters were called in. Time was running out. But what disturbed investigators the most was standing just a few feet away from the vehicle, the children's own mother. Deputies immediately detained Oninda Romelus. At first, investigators struggled to understand what had just happened. Why would a mother harm her own children? When officers questioned her, her behavior was unusual. Her answers were scattered. At times, she seemed detached from reality. During questioning, investigators say she made a chilling statement. She reportedly told officers that she did what she did because she believed someone else might harm her first. Then, she allegedly said something that shocked everyone in the room. "Instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them." When officers asked what she meant by that, she responded with 3 words: "Kill them all." As detectives began piecing together the timeline, they discovered something even stranger. Surveillance video from the gas station showed Romelus calmly pumping gas into her car. This happened after the shootings had already occurred. Then she made a phone call. Only after that did she call 911. To investigators, the sequence was disturbing. The calm behavior, the delay, and the horrific reality sitting inside the car. But the twists in this case were far from over. When detectives searched Romelus's home, they discovered something unexpected. Inside the residence were stacks of identity cards, social security cards, credit cards, and blank checks. Authorities began investigating whether she had been involved in identity fraud. But there was another shocking discovery. Investigators learned that Romelus actually had a 5th child, a 17-year-old who was not in the vehicle that morning. For a brief moment, investigators didn't know where that teenager was. Was he safe? Did he know what happened? Or had he witnessed something leading up to the tragedy? As detectives tried to answer those questions, the case became even more complicated. What exactly led to this horrifying act? Was it desperation, delusion, or something far more complex happening behind the scenes? Authorities charged Oninda Romelus with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Her bond was set at $14 million. The surviving children remained in critical care, but were expected to survive. Child protection authorities became involved to ensure their safety moving forward. Meanwhile, prosecutors began preparing for a trial that would attempt to answer the question everyone was asking. Why? Why would a mother turn a car ride into a scene of unimaginable violence? For the surviving children, life will never be the same. 2 siblings are gone forever, and the person responsible was someone they trusted the most. Cases like this leave investigators, communities, and families searching for answers that may never fully come, because sometimes the most terrifying crimes aren't committed by strangers in the dark. Sometimes they happen inside the very families meant to protect us. If you found this case shocking and want more deep dives into disturbing true crime stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves true crime mysteries. More chilling stories are coming soon.